You get rare opportunities in your life where you get to meet amazing people, and this for me has been one of them.
As far as my experience on snow before, I've spent very little time, maybe a couple of hours on snow. I'd never actually seen snow fall until I came over here, so it was certainly a big experience to come over here and see all the snow.
The sport is good, especially for people who have some disabilities. Here, we don't have disabilities. We have abilities and skills. We don't have limitation.
When I'm in the sit ski and I'm out in the snow, I feel powerful.
Every day I learn something new.
It's certainly different to the deserts of Australia. I was sitting at home in about 43-degree temperatures and I thought snowboarding sounds pretty good, so I applied. And luckily enough, between Invictus and AFPST, I've ended up over here snowboarding.
Yes! Oh, look at that. Make a snow angel. Yes!
I've been scared, thinking of how am I going to do it, but coming here and meeting amazing people, meeting lovely people, meeting those that encourage me, that always tell me that I can do it. I was okay, I fought through my fears, and I am happy today to be the first Nigerian para-Nordic skier. It's something amazing, it's lovely. I am so much happy, I just wish I can do this again.
Feels good. It's my first time, but I feel good. I'm happy.
Invictus Endeavours has allowed me to push myself into uncomfortable situations. I've learned how to snowboard and I've made a lot of new friends.
My backstory, I guess, is I tried to do para-triathlon, missed out on the Olympics, and then I kind of got in a little bit of a hole after winning the 70.3 Ironman World Championships. And then the Invictus Games came along. I was the co-captain of the Australian team for 2018, and that was the catalyst to remember that it's sport that brings people together.
Phew. Thank you.
Got it.
See, no one can do anything on their own. It's always good to have a team.
Now I've got drive, I have that purpose again to try and make something better of myself.
We went for an attack, and while coming back from the attack, we entered landmines, and I just found myself in the hospital. It amputated my leg, broke my spine, broke my ankle on my foot, caused so many damages to me, which set me back, which made me to cry each and every day and all night until I found Invictus Games. When Invictus Games came in, they brought happiness to me. They brought hope to me.
I found out about the Invictus Foundation through the Air Force Wounded Warrior Program, and I found a reason to leave the house again. You know, it's really hard to not be depressed when you don't have a purpose. And with adaptive sports, it really feels like you have a purpose again.
For me, I think the few things that really stand out is, meeting the Nigerians. They've had no opportunity that we all have for the rest of the countries. Francesca, coming from Colombia, having a great chat to him over the last few days, it really opened my eyes to how lucky we are in the Western world.
Sport reminds me of my time in the Defence Force, that group of friends, the mates, the laughing, the camaraderie, people looking after you and encouraging you.
Invictus Endeavour has really opened my eyes to so many things. It has made me not to look behind, but look forward. It has made me to be focused. It has made me to be super happy. I have a lot to tell the wounded soldiers in Nigeria, to tell you not to give up on yourself, to tell you that better is yet to come.
It's amazing because it's a Invictus community. Everybody try to help to you to do the sport better, and it's good because we have our many nations here. It's really good because we are working together to learn a new sport.
Winter sports, there's a lot of that going on in Alaska, and I had very limited knowledge of how to do that with adaptive sports. So coming here was an opportunity for me to find out what I could and could not do, and skills I could bring back home and continue doing. Anchorage is not a very big, bustling city, so it has been very challenging when it comes to anxiety issues. As soon as we get out in the snow, all of that goes away, and you're just in your own little world out in the snow and just skiing, and it's wonderful.
The fact that I've been in a wheelchair now nearly 23 years. Darren's very new at 6 years. I mean, 6 years you'd think is a long time, but it's not. There's so much to learn when you have a disability. And then in speaking to Frank, you know, about his and how he lost both of his legs. And then you watch Dean and Akenna, and they're always smiling, they're always trying to find some new challenge that they just don't get at home. So definitely for me, meeting people from another nation and then remembering and realising again how lucky I am to come from Australia, land of opportunity.
I joined the Army when I was 17 and I then spent another almost 17 years in the Army. I was discharged in 2016 with predominantly PTSD, also depression, anxiety and some physical injuries like backs and knees and stuff. I did have a long recovery period, but I'm now starting to get back out and explore the world again really, and certainly linking with these veterans organisations such as Invictus and AFPST that are able to help us get back on our feet. The people here have been so positive, even with 2 missing legs or 2 missing arms, like these guys are still so positive. And it's been certainly a very humbling experience for me that these guys are faced with so much adversity and they still get up and crack on. It's just been so amazing.
What am I going to do with my life that I have? Not the life that I could have had. I was going to go surfing, I was going to buy this, I was going to do a lot of different things in my head after I left defence, but all of a sudden you have a life experience where now I'm out of the military. I don't have that sense of me, but the amount of family support and friends I have is second to none. Like my mother is amazing, my friends are fantastic. All the support that I had, it didn't matter what I wanted to do, I was always going to be supported in that choice. This is me, this is where I am, and I am where I am because of the choices that I've made and the support that I've had to get here.
I woke up one day and decided to change my life. I applied for the Invictus Games, I joined a gym, and since then I've lost 30 kilos, 50 total. I've overcome my PTSD and depression, and actually had a spinal cord stimulator removed last September because I built my core up so strong that I didn't need it anymore.
It's almost felt like I've been back in the military for a few weeks with all the jokes and piss taking and everything that we've been doing over the time. It's been wonderful. It's certainly improved my mental health being out in the open spaces for a few days, and it's certainly been a really uplifting experience. The fact that I've grabbed a skill that I've never done before and I've been able to, you know, like run down the slalom courses and stuff like that. It's been a massive learning curve in the last 10 days.
The Invictus endeavour, the opportunity that it allows veterans and their families as well, because one of the biggest parts of Invictus itself is the fact of your family and friends. That support network, which I mentioned earlier for myself, was a huge benefit to me through my rehab. Every veteran goes through something different. We all have some different way that we're going to deal with whatever is your mental health or your physical health. But because of the Invictus endeavour, we have an opportunity to meet other veterans from other nations. And then the family and friends get to meet other family and friends from other nations. And then they finally get that little bit of recognition that I think that they definitely deserve.
It's another army. It's when you go to a new battalion, new people, new soldiers, and they say, what do you need? You are feel, you need something. They interest in you all the time, that you feel good. Right now, you are a part of our family.
People coming together with sport is an amazing opportunity because everybody has a similar goal. And when you're competing in a sport or even just training with sport, everybody needs help. No athlete in any sport can get to where they're going without having friends or staff or coaches. But the most important part is that family sense of when you're doing something that somebody else is doing, and everybody can learn from everybody.
This program just really made it to where I can get up and be happy. If you have bad days, I can use adaptive sports in a way to get me back to where I need to be, to like, okay, well, bad days happen, but I've got tools now to help me get through them and to remind me how thankful I am for what I have still.
I was in the Colombian Army by 25 years, but right now I'm 46, this year 47, and I could say that at the 46 was the first time that I practiced a winter sport. That was really, and it's hard to say, but it was thanks to my injury. Many people say that it's sad sometimes. I know. You try to make a positive way to live no matter your injury.
What is my next challenge? Because each role we take, it's going to help somebody else. And if we can motivate or inspire somebody to say, you know, today's the day I'm going to get off the couch and I'm going to try and make a step forward, that's an accomplishment in itself. I just want to give back. I want people to understand that every day is a struggle, even for me, even if I've got a smile on my face, every day is a struggle, but we all have a choice. Make that choice be a positive one, and then you'll see it, that your positive choice will inspire somebody else. And then that inspiration, then it's like a little ray, it builds and it builds and it builds. And each time that you do something that you didn't think you could do, then you know that the next day is going to be better.
At the beginning I said, oh my goodness, sitting at this skin and push all the time and say, oh no, that's really difficult. But right now I just feel comfortable. Right now I can be a skin, not like a high level, but I know how you feel the skin all the time. And you feel the snow in your hands, in your face.
I've learned a lot from them. It's something wonderful, especially the coach in Invictus family. I call them family because they've taken me to be part of them. They've always want to be with me. They always love to speak to me. They always like to give me hope. Everything about Invictus is not only about games, but it's all about giving you hope, all about making you focus, and all about making you have dream of becoming a champion. I am happy.